Hello, and welcome to Last Watch, where we watch stuff. I'm your host, Tony Duchesne. That's your host, Bernard Meisler. And we're here today discussing Upload, Season 1, Episode 1. And how you doing, Bernard?
Oh, it's the days gone 2020 on me, Tony. Days gone 2020 on me. I'm trying to introduce this expression into the vernacular,
Go in 2020?
Yeah, it's like, oh man, I got a new computer today and I tried to connect it to the internet and set it up and the whole fucking thing just went 2020 on me.
I think we got something here. Trademark it.
Yeah. I just want to put it out there. I want to get people saying it,
Yeah.
and I'm going to start using it like on
Yeah.
Facebook, and I imagine like within a month you're gonna hear it on a TV show. 2 months maybe.
I was kind of thinking. I was thinking to upload the. It's a little bit 2020, not all 2020.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So Upload, created by Greg Daniels. It's on Amazon Prime. Greg Daniels has done a lot of stuff. He is the creator of The Office. And
Oh, really?
yeah,
Oh,
and I
okay.
think he had a hand in Parks and Rec as well. I liked Parks and Rec a lot. I didn't never really cared for the American Office. I guess because I always compared it to the English Office, and
Well, it's an
kind of
easy
put there.
comparison because the first season of The American Office is the exact same scripts as
Right,
the first season of your.
right, right.
I was like, why are they doing this? I don't want to
Yeah,
see this just reenacted.
yeah, and it just never quite moved me. I probably watched that first season because I liked the English version so much, and I was like, yeah, why are they doing this?
Yeah,
And it also I don't know. It somehow missed the evil of the British version.
yeah.
Is a
The
little
bite.
the bite. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Because we've spoken of Ricky Gervais before, and he's yeah, not a nice person. Whereas you get the feeling Steve Carell's probably a really nice guy in real life. Somehow I get that feeling. Maybe not. I don't know, but
Yeah, he has. That's the thing. I love Steve Carell. We're moving over to The Office,
yeah,
but at the same time, it's great because um, Steve Carell's got too much empathy in his face.
yeah,
I think even when even when he's trying to just play dumb and straight, there's
right.
just a little too much understanding
Right.
and empathy.
Right. Well, no, and I just watched Irresistible, which the new Jon Stewart movie, which stars Steve Carell playing a
Oh,
political consultant, and he's sleazy, mendacious, backstabbing, all that stuff, and you still kind of like him because he's Steve Carell. So
yeah.
yeah, maybe we'll get to that another time. Anyway, Upload. It's about a near future science fiction where when people die, if they catch them in time, they can upload their consciousness to this digital reality.
Now, as a concept, did you like that or did you not like it?
Okay, as a concept, I think it's really interesting. I just kind of think it's a little played out almost. I also recently read the Neil Stevenson book, Dodge in Hell. I don't know if you're a Neil Stevenson fan, the science
I
fiction
read
writer.
Snow Crash, but that's the only one.
Right. Uh, I've loved some of his books. I loved Cryptonomicon. Then he started getting into the more of the steampunkish stuff, and I don't like his fantasy stuff. And anyway, Dodge in Hell was like I loved half of the book and I didn't care for half of the book because it's like it was half like the real world and the near future where people get uploaded to their consciousness gets uploaded to
Oh,
the
okay.
internet. But then the other half of the book was like what happens in this world and it turns into this fantasy kind of thing and it wasn't very interesting.
Well,
Which
I
is go
I
ahead, go
love
ahead.
the concept,
Yeah.
and I love the concept, and I know it's played out, but at the same time, I like their angle on it
Okay.
with
That
Upload.
there's a
I
murder
got the kick
mystery.
out of how they do it.
Right, that the guy, it seems like he was murdered and probably by his nasty girlfriend. And yeah,
Yeah. Well, have you watched the whole season or just the first episode?
I watched the first episode and then I elected to not continue watching.
Touche, my friend. Yeah.
And what can I tell you? There's so many other things to watch that I haven't gotten to, that this did not compel me to watch the second episode. What can I tell you? I still
Wow.
haven't gotten to Babylon Berlin season 3, so why should I be watching this show? But,
There's a scene where they're both having sex. We got to go over something about episode 1 real quick,
okay.
and that's the nipple. So there's a lot of sex, and there's
You
a lot
tell. You tell.
what's that?
You tell.
Yes, there's sex with the woman, and then there's sex with someone else. Oh, the girl's roommate's having sex right next to her. She's watching 50 First Dates and on her video thing, but they protect the nipple on such a huge way, because I'm like, are we gonna see a nipple? Will we see a nipple? And just the way the hands it's choreographed superbly to never show nipple. And right there, they got to get an Emmy. There was so many slip ups that could have happened. No nipple was shown.
I don't remember this. Was there side boob? Was there side boob?
Yeah. But no nipple. Okay. Absolutely no nipple. It was almost absurd at how much they protected the nipple. It kind of blew my mind. Like it was like this choreographed dance thing. It was like Michael Jackson's Thriller. Of not getting the nipple.
Okay. See, this also will tell you, I guess, my impression of this show is that not much of this show has remained in my consciousness. So if I died and had my consciousness uploaded, I don't know if upload would even be in there. If they would just be like, let's throw these bits out. There's just like some random bits here, you know. Although I do have to say that if that was possible to have your consciousness uploaded, what would be really great is if you could delete stuff, you know, like there's like the parts of my brain that have been dedicated to remembering the lyrics for the Gilligan's Island theme song. You know what I mean? Yeah, it would be really great to take all that shit out and make room for other stuff. Because I assume too, in this world, you probably get a package. Do you want the 32 terabyte package or the 64 terabyte package, right? So
right.
Yeah.
Now the other thing, here's my little fantasy about this idea, is if I got uploaded to something like that, he's like all worried about it. We're writers. That's just a writer's retreat for the rest of our lives. We can get it to humanity. We can still become, best-selling authors, maybe 100 years down the road when we're recognized.
Yep, I agree. This is an idea that's been around for decades, right? I mean, I first heard about this. And I remember saying someone back in the 90s, like, yeah, I'd be all right if I was just like, like a head in a vat, and could like do stuff. And maybe somebody could like come by once in a while, pour a little liquor in there, some powders or whatever, to keep me busy. But anyway, so I maybe I went into this show with higher expectations, knowing that it was by Greg Daniels, also worked on The Simpsons. He's got a very good pedigree. But I think a problem for me also was that it's coming not so long after the finale of The Good Place, which is a similar show. It's about the
is it? I've never seen that.
Oh no, The Good Place I think is excellent. I highly recommend it.
Okay.
Maybe you'll watch an episode or a season, and we can discuss that at some point.
Cool.
I think a lot of people missed it again just because of the deluge of content that is out there these days, and is on network TV. So I think you probably would have missed it if you didn't have Hulu, because it's the NBC shows are repeated on Hulu, and who watches network TV these days? So, but anyway,
I got an offer from another YouTube channel guy who likes to interview writers and directors of movies that are easily forgotten and streaming. So Confessions of a Teenage Jesus Jerk came in on that. Anyway, my ego's huge right now. Back to upload.
All right. So anyway, about this show, but The Good Place I thought was one of the best comedies that's been on in years, and it also had great characters, and it got a little silly sometimes, but they also got into like deep philosophy about like the meaning of life and death. One of the things I loved about the show is they had one character named Chidi, who is a professor of philosophy. So it's about these 4 people who die and they find themselves in the good place, and the guy who runs the Good Place is played by Ted Danson. So already we're getting an extra star, right? It's got Ted Danson in it, but in every episode they have this guy Chidi gives like, it's kind of great. He gives like a 90-second synopsis of some Kierkegaard or Nietzsche or whatever, or they
Oh,
discuss
fun.
some philosophical problem.
Yeah.
And they treat it pretty lightly, but it's still a kind of gives a little something to the show,
Yeah.
And then it's got Kristen Bell in it too, of course, and which is great because she's America's sweetheart, and she plays as she calls herself an Arizona trash bag. But anyway,
Okay,
so
that
watching
sounds fun.
just having watched that show, this show didn't do it for me, and I'll tell you why. I'm going to tell you why.
Yeah.
Let me rant on for a minute before you. So we got the three main characters. There's Nathan, who's the computer engineer who's maybe on some breakthrough, and then he dies in this mysterious accident, and he seems how should I say, passive and incurious. This is a guy, he's kind of breaking the first rule of the screenplay. Stuff happens to him, right? He doesn't really act. He's kind of an observer. And then we have the woman, Nora, who is his handler in the real world, taking care of the digital, and is like,
Who I fell in love with. I fell in love with her.
but
the minute
she's
I
great,
saw
but
her.
she starts falling in love with him.
Yeah.
And you have to say, why? Like, why?
He is
What
a
is it
doofus.
about this?
I gotta agree with you on that. His character is just a little bit too much of a doofus.
Yeah.
He's too passive
Yeah.
on so many levels
Yeah.
where I don't care that much about him.
Right.
But with her at the helm, I think she's the one that keeps me on the show, and I forgive the other two.
Okay, right. And the third main character is Ingrid, who was Nathan's girlfriend when he died / was murdered, and is the one who, again, I only saw episode 1, no spoilers, but seemed like she was pretty eager to throw him into the upload his consciousness, and your body gets destroyed when this happens. Maybe, but she was also
Well, his body
right.
did. You're not supposed to get destroyed. He screwed up.
Okay.
So
but she's also just like not a very nuanced character. I didn't feel.
Yeah.
So that was my.
the kids would call her a Karen.
Yeah, she could be a Karen. Yeah. Here's a good one for you. I heard today. What do they call Karens in Europe?
I don't know.
Americans.
Oh my God! Ouch! Oh.
Oh boy. Yeah, boy. Yeah. Or another way I've heard this too is that Northern Californians look at Southern Californians the way that the rest of America looks at all of California.
Oh, that's
and
interesting.
which
Yeah.
is the way the rest of the world looks at America.
And at the same time, when people like have the blanket comment about California, they have no idea how different California is compared to where you're at.
Right.
They just think it's all beach, and it's not all Baywatch.
Right. It's not all. Yeah. There's parts of California that are more like Wyoming than
Yeah.
Los Angeles, for sure. Right.
Yeah.
Bakersfield. Home of the
Bakersfield.
country music. It's a country music capital. So anyway, California's big. California's big. But anyway.
I'm getting the point. You really hate this show. It didn't
arouse that much. It didn't arouse that much emotion in me. It's not hate. It's more like indifference. It's indifference. It's not good enough to arouse hate in me, Tony.
It's like a bland hummus. It just tastes.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste anything. It just tastes.
Yeah. It's like bad pizza.
Yeah.
Just like, I guess I'd eat it if there was nothing else around. So
Right.
maybe I'll get back to this show because unfortunately we're about to enter a very dark time, Tony, which I'm sure you're aware of, which is the great television drought of 2020 is almost upon us.
Yes. We're going to have to read books.
We might have to read books or good Lord.
Oh, that?
Yeah. Well, I actually, this is not a tech show, but I actually upgraded my system. Like I had an old Roku that I've been using for streaming for years, and I actually bit the bullet and got the Apple 4K TV, and uh,
Oh,
and it's great. And one of the things it has, it's got the mysterious HBO Max. I can actually get HBO Max now, and they have a lot of the Turner Classic movies. So I'm going to watch classic movies. That's what I imagine myself doing this summer.
and the other thing is Canopy, which I love. By
Canopy,
the
yep,
library.
yep,
You don't need to subscribe. All you need is a library card, and you
that's
can
right.
watch
Yep. If
a
you don't
ton
know,
of
kids,
content on there.
Canopy with the K, free from your library. Yeah.
Now, can I talk about why Upload's great?
Yes, please. Yes. Counterpoint.
I don't know why I love this. I don't know. There's some. I think I love it because it is there. It even though he's a big doofus, there's an innocence to the show that
Okay.
just kind of reminds me of like I'm watching a 1980s like teen show where I don't give it too much thought. And I do like, and there is the thread of how was he killed? Because he was creating the free source software of the Upload. They were going to try to offer it for free,
Right.
and that's the big mystery of
Right.
season
Oh,
one.
well, there goes your spoiler. Now you don't have to watch season one, folks.
You really don't, but I don't know. You know, I did watch the whole season
Okay.
when it came out, and there was part of me that felt a little guilty because I'm like, I am not the demographic for this. The demographic is a 13-year-old girl in Kansas City.
Yeah.
And and maybe I'm a 13-year-old girl inside my heart sometimes.
Yeah. Could be.
But I
Could be.
just ate it up. I don't know why I loved it so much. And it's one of those things where like you fall in love and you don't know why, but you just go,
Sure. Sure.
I don't know why.
And you know,
I'm
it's
trying
like
to figure it
it's like
out.
what Timothy Leary used to say. It's set and setting. Like how your acid trip will go depends on your set,
Oh.
your mindset, and where you are. Right. So like if you're feeling pretty good and like you drop acid at a beautiful beach, you're gonna have a good time. If you just broke up with your girlfriend and you find yourself like in an industrial park and drop acid, you'll probably have a really bad time. So it's part of the way again, I had high expectations because of the pedigree and I'd read some good reviews. And, again, I couldn't help but comparing it to The Good Place, and I was just not impressed. So
I need to watch The Good Place. There's one scene where they're in the car right before he dies and he drives up to a market and he goes into that market.
mhm.
That's my blog.
Oh,
I remember when they were shooting here.
oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all about the mindset. Maybe I wasn't in the right mood the day I watched it. And again, there's no more TV coming out. They're done. All the new shows, and his production shut back down again. They were opening up, but
I think
they shut
production's
things
not
back
shut down right now. They're still producing.
They are. Okay.
Yeah.
I had heard that they were like this
They-
close, maybe to.
They might be that
shutting down.
close.
Yeah.
The rules are really strict. We're not going to see any crowd scenes until
Right.
2022.
Yeah. It's just going to be CGI crowds till then.
Yeah. It's going to be like two people in a bar who
Yeah.
just happen to be in a bar when no one's there.
Yeah. But it's also but it's coming, right? They're out of all the shows that were wrapped and whatever and were scheduled, and now we're not getting Succession, we're not getting Atlanta, we're not getting Fargo, which were all supposed to be out around now.
At the same time, I think Serbia is open for production and New Zealand.
Oh,
And if they are open for production, I'm sure Hollywood's trying to find its way in there.
Serbia is up for not just production, but you can go to Serbia and like hunt people for sport, I believe, as well. I think
you
that's one of the
serious?
countries. Yeah, no, I mean, Serbia is crazy. So that's a joke. I think there was one of those Hostel movies. I think took place in Serbia or something.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's funny.
Anyway, but so sure, film production, sure, no problem.
We'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, or maybe it was The Hunt, which also just came out recently, which we could also discuss. A movie I thought was really fun. But anyway, I'm gonna wind my spiel up with a quote that I got from Variety. So I'm not going to
Regarding Upload?
Regarding Upload.
Okay, cool.
And this is
Hey, they panned Jesus Jerk too, so I don't believe them anyway.
It might be The Good Place, but less philosophical, or the Black Mirror episode San Junipero, but unfortunately, just not that good.
Wow. Oh, I got to watch that Black Mirror. All right.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I'm giving Upload a thumbs up. I think it's a good watch. I'm not going, oh wait, you're going thumb sideways? You're going thumbs down.
I'm doing the McCain. I'm doing the John McCain. I had you there for a second.
I was like, did I bring you back around just for a second? Hey, you know those like candies that you get like at the dollar store called Circus Peanuts? They're just that spongy little candy that tastes so good for about a minute, and then all of a sudden you realize you've just eaten plastic. That might be up.
Yeah, I'm not
I like
familiar with that, but
Peanuts.
I get the concept. Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, so enjoy Upload or don't. It's up to you. All right.
He's wrong. I'm right. Done.
See ya.